I'm doing all that I can. I swear I mean this from the bottom of my soul. We gotta let go of the parts of life that's not in our control. Soon as you accept that, it won't even bother you no more. Some things just ain't your fault. You pray to God and let it go. And I know trauma hurt, cause I've been through some things that I can't put in rhyming words. And I done felt some pain that I know I did not deserve. I hit rock bottom like, man, I swear it cannot get worse. But I look at life like, man, forget all that, this gotta work. You can't get stuck in depression. I know it's hard, but we gon' push this in another direction. Gotta get up and correct it, cause there's still a reason that you still breathing. You gotta know it's gonna be okay. I promise. Keep your head up, I understand. You trying. I'm trying. But I've been there, yeah, I understand. You feel like what the fuck is next? I'm doing all that I can. I'm still alive. But what the fuck is next?
Hello, everyone, and welcome to Emotions USA, the FAFO season. Now, in this particular video, I don't want to focus on anyone effing around and finding out. I'll do that at another time. This video is me encouraging everyone who did not vote at all, or those who voted very wrong, to stand with the United States citizens this February 28th as we all participate in something that will send one of the most powerful messages exactly where it needs to go, to the rich people's pocket. Now, we have our differences, but we have let what little differences we have completely blind us from all of the many and vast similarities between us all. Now, we're going to go over a few clips of what is going on and how people are reacting to the economic blackout for February 28th. And I'm going to get back with you all with my closing remarks. Now, for the record, I only ask you all to hit the thumbs up button for me so that it could get into the algorithm. It's not saying that you automatically agree with me. However, I am really tired of seeing mostly negative channels out here on YouTube. So I would like for you guys to help me out, if you can, by helping this channel grow. Now let's get started with our first clip.
If you can't hold it for 24 hours, you don't have no discipline. They can take anything from us. We are black folk. I believe it's the 12th wealthiest economy in the world. Our buying power is 12th out of all of these nations. All the bank we use on discretionary income to buy designer stuff we can't spell for people who won't let us work with them. But here's what I would like for us to do. Somebody say February 28th. Say black buyout for 24 hours. Don't buy nothing. Don't buy no gas. Don't buy no food. Don't use your debit card. Don't use your credit card. Don't buy no food out. Eat you some ramen noodles. Something. If you can't hold it for 24 hours, you don't have no discipline. They can take anything from us. Eat in your house. Hear me. Got medication, got stuff like that. That's one thing. Don't buy nothing on the 28th. I ain't asking you to march. I ain't asking you to get bit by no dogs. I ain't asking you to get hit in the head. I ain't asking you to have Bloody Sunday. I'm asking for you to join your dog in discipline so that we can say together, this is crazy. Why? Because they don't understand speeches. They understand dollars. They understand that when you say, oh, I don't have to give you my money. I've decided to give you my money.
Hi peeps, I wanted to share information about the nationwide economic blackout on February 28th. The idea is to create a peaceful protest that actually disrupts our economy for one day. Beginning on midnight February 27th through midnight February 28th, the idea is don't make any purchases, do not shop online or in store, Do not spend money on fast food, on gas with major retailers. In particular, focusing on, don't buy from Amazon, Walmart, Best Buy, even Target. And really try not to use credit or debit cards for anything that is non-essential. Really only buy essentials that are absolutely necessary that day, like food or medicines or some kind of emergency supplies. And if you do have to spend money, try to focus your spending on supporting small and local businesses. This movement is being put on by the People's Union USA. I'll put their website here above. You can actually go and sign up via email. And the more of us that can join this movement, the bigger impact we can have. Let me tell you why this is so important. We know that corporations and banks really only care about their bottom line. And many of these large companies and technology companies have really enabled Trump and his government through campaign financing and donations that they've provided him. And in return, the Trump government is handing out favors in the form of an influential space or nomination or enabling policies that are very favorable to these corporations. Policies that do not often benefit the American people, but rather have huge value to corporations and the billionaire class. This is a real chance to act, and act in a way that will reverberate and hit their bottom line hard. If we can disrupt the economy for just one day, it can send a very powerful message. This is how we can use our voice and protest what is happening by protesting with our wallet. So use your economic might to show this government that it cannot continue to steal American taxpayer money, and that the enactment of these executive orders and policies by a king, Trump himself, is not acceptable. And let's show them the power that we have at our fingertips. February 28th, nationwide economic blackout. Join it.
So am I correct when I hear that we are pretty much like not spending any money on February 28th? Because hey, I bought all my stuff. I mean, so I don't have any plans on buying anything unless it's an emergency, or I have something I really need to have, or a medication that I need to have, or whatever. I don't foresee anything, but so we're pretty much doing we're not spending our money on a 28th of this month. Yeah, update me on that, because I'm trying to figure out. I'm hearing it in passing, but can somebody confirm that for me?
So if you're interested in discussing this, I'm just going to assume that February 28th is on your radar. And if it's not, it's on it now. Let's discuss it. Alright, so we already know that your DNA holds more than just genetic material. It also carries ancient codes, light codes. Ancestor veneration activates these light codes, giving us access to ancient wisdom and allowing us to harmonize our inner flow, aka align the chakras. And each of our chakras is directly aligned with a planet. You knew that, didn't you? I knew you knew it. I knew you knew that. Anywho, February 28th, 2025, Saturn, Jupiter, Mars, Venus, Mercury, Neptune, Uranus. My anus, your anus. Not your anus, Uranus. Stay focused. AKA root, sacral, solar, heart, throat, third, crown. Will all be in alignment. Meaning we have a rare opportunity to create a new heaven and a new earth. AKA shift consciousness. So y'all gonna venerate them ancestors or what? Cause I'm just saying, I'm ready.
Ooh, this is nice. Girl, this audience is you right here? Okay.
by lifting others. That's how we rise up. We, the people. Today, we come together. Not just these players and coaches, or these teams and sides. We, all of us, the dreamers, the warriors, the builders and believers.
It's okay, you're gonna be just fine.
Brought together to celebrate our greatest game. The game that teaches us what we can achieve when we gather together in that most American of formations. The one most fundamental to every play call in every game. The huddle. Think about it. When we are bound by a common goal, we've reached heights, authored achievements, pushed progress, not alone, but together, in ways that have lifted the world and one another.
Orville, we need to reinforce here and here.
The huddle is a metaphor for our history, for the power found in our shared purpose. It's in the will to imagine flight, and then soar skyward.
They changed the course of human history.
In the courage to fight and defeat the enemy.
It's the toughest fight in the history of the Marine.
In the heart to unite and bridge the difference.
And sisters and brothers, I have a dream today.
3, 2, 1.
Liftoff on Apollo 11.
It's in the audacity to say, we will go there.
That's one small step for man, one giant leap for mankind.
It's in our collective spirit, not just in the highest times, but in the hardest, in the darkness and the trouble and the struggle.
Hurricane Helene caused devastating flooding in Georgia
Nightmare
and
fire
North Carolina.
conditions across Los Angeles County.
It's there, in our unity, that we form hope and find strength. Sure, the huddle is just a rough circle, a simple oval, a crowd of 11, or a country of more than 300 million on the field and across the land. It's the place where we meet, eye to eye, shoulder to shoulder.
Right here, fellas.
In that space, we are the same. Bound by the promise and driven by the pledge to chase the prize.
5 seconds left in the game. Do you believe in miracles? Yes!
Why did we get there? What did we overcome? When did we grow? How did we rise? The only way, together. Isn't that union at the core of this day? And this glorious, chaotic, exasperating experiment that is us. As we convene with our circles today, as we witness a piece of our culture play out,
Energy!
we honor the ways these players compete so their teams might prevail. Today, we celebrate the urgency of now, the thrill of what's next, the glory of this game. And we do it as one. It's time, America, to huddle up. It's time for the Super Bowl.
My fellow Americans, the People's Union is growing. It is real, and our official website will be up by tomorrow. But for now, we prepare to take our first step. We're going to prove that our voice is no longer just words, because for too long we have been told we have no power. We are just workers, we are consumers, we are just voters with no real influence. Well, that ends today, because let me tell you something they don't want you to realize. We don't need them. They need us. They need us to work. They need us to buy. They need you to obey. But what happens when we stop playing by their rules? What happens when we, as a united force, decide that we have finally had enough? And this is where the People's Union will make its first major move. And our first move is a nationwide 24-hour economic blackout. And here is exactly what we will do. For one day, we will turn it all off. We don't buy from any major corporations. We do not spend on anything we do not absolutely need. We do not engage with their system at all. For one day, we remind them who really has the power. And this is an excellent initial test for us, because if a union can shut down an industry, then the People's Union can send a shockwave through the entire economy. This is not about money. This is about control. This is about proving in one single moment that we, the people, decide the future of this country, not them. And this is not a protest, this is economic resistance. And if you think one day won't make an impact, that is exactly what they want you to believe. But remember this, it's just the first step, the first show of strength. And when they don't listen, we begin to escalate. We make the next blackout longer. We will target specific industries. We show them that they either work for us or they lose everything, because this is our moment to prove we are real. So the call to action, be a part of history. And if you are in, say it in the comment section. Drop a yes. Share this video everywhere, because on Friday, February 28th, the People's Union makes its first move. Because they can ignore our words, they can ignore our protests, but they cannot ignore an entire nation standing together. And this is the People's Union, and this is our beginning, my friends. Thank you, and please share this message everywhere. February 28th, we make our first strike.
So I will be keeping up with the trend that's happening on TikTok and see where everybody's thought process and heart is. Because honestly, I know this may be difficult for some people, but let's look at the bigger picture. We must, at this point, send a huge message, because they're playing in our face. They're playing in everybody's face. Those who did not vote that way, those who did vote that way. So what we have to do is get to this point of stop pointing fingers, blaming each other, and actually staying focused, because they throw a lot of distractions at us so that we won't do this. So I would like to know what you guys think about the February 28th economic blackout. Are you guys going to support it, or do you think it's too tough for you to do? But whatever your opinion is and whatever you plan to do, you won't receive any judgment from me over here on this channel. I do appreciate you all taking the time to watch. Y'all let me know how y'all feel in the comment section, and help this channel grow by sharing the content and liking it as well. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye.